Hey, it's your girl, Dr. Mary L. Boyd here, your reposition specialist. Welcome to another episode of Walk, Diva Walk. Are you stuck in the past? Ooh, being stuck in the past will have you not moving forward in your present or towards your future, right? So many of us are stuck in what has happened, past tense, to us, right? And you use things of the past to make better decisions in the future, um, to know where you are, where you have been, where you want to go, right? We cannot remove our past because it happened, but you cannot get stuck there. And so many of you are stuck in your past. Some of y'all not going to like me when I say this, but when you reach the age in which you can make your own decisions, your response is your responsibility. We can no longer use our past as an excuse for our future or as an excuse of where we are in present time, right? Things of the past, especially in our childhood, happened, but they happened and you are still here. It's done. It's over with. And it's time to move forward and move on to the greatness that is a part of you, the greatness that's in you. It's for you to birth that baby that's in you and do all the things that you want to do out of life. But a lot of y'all are still stuck. You're stuck being 5 and you're stuck being 7 and you're stuck being 10 and you're stuck being 13 and you're stuck being 16. You are stuck in the past. Past is important, right? You take the good and the bad from your past and it reshapes your future. I think about when I first got on my own and y'all, when I tell y'all, I hated doing dishes. Okay. And when I got into college, me and some friends, we got a house together. And of course, everybody had to clean up after themselves. Well, I'll tell you, I was a culprit of never doing dishes. I hated doing dishes. Why? Because I had to do them all the time growing up. I was the dishwasher. There wasn't no dishwasher. Remember, I grew up in the city of DC. Who had a dishwasher? We didn't. I was it. So when I got older, I was like, when I get my own place, if I don't feel like washing dishes, I ain't gonna wash dishes. Right? And of course, that caused some friction and stuff in the house because we're living in the house with roommates and all of that kind of stuff. So, I had to get better at that. But to this day, I will tell you, yard work, you can forget it. Now, my husband will get me out there every once in a while, but he already know. Don't ask me to come out there, plant no flowers, rake no grass, don't do nothing. I'm not. Why? Because I had to when I was younger. We had a little patch of a yard. Okay. It wasn't even no big yard. We had a little patch of a yard. And my mom was the green thumb queen. She had a green thumb. And we would do the brick little pavers on the angle, right? So they, were stacked like this. Oh my God, it was the funniest thing. Or like to give y'all perspective, I could cut my whole yard with a weed whacker. Okay. The little weed one with the spinning thread on it. Like I could cut my whole yard with that probably in like 15 minutes. Right. So that just tell you how small the yard was. But I still had to do it. And she would have me out there in that hot sun planting flowers and putting down mulch and changing out stuff. I used to have to sweep the block. Okay. You heard me, right? Sweep the block. I didn't say sweep in front of our house. I used to have to sweep the block from one corner to the other corner. All right. I mean, crazy to me at that time, crazy stuff. And so I would say, when I got older and I got my own house, I will be paying somebody to do my yard because I am not doing it. And why? It's because of my past experience. I just did not have a good taste of yard work. Okay. So I don't do it now. I still don't do it to this day. Right. But there are some things, and really a lot of things we do or don't do because of our past, because of how we were raised, because how we grew up, because what was told to us in the past and how we are supposed to be. But not everything is for you right now in this present moment, nor is it going to take you to where you need to be. You're stuck in childhood hurts. You're stuck in family hurts. You're stuck in childhood trauma. Some of y'all are stuck in adult trauma, stuff that has happened last week. You're stuck. You're there. And it is preventing you from moving forward in what you have to do. Guys, we have to learn, number one, when someone hurt us, we have to learn to forgive and move on. How is it that we want God, when we ask for forgiveness, to cast our sins into the sea of forgetfulness and not remind us of the things that we did wrong or got wrong? But we don't want to do that for other people. Ouch. I know somebody just ducked. Somebody just ducked. Somebody just got hit in the head with a brick, right? We don't want the things that we have done in the past to overshadow our present and our future, but you are allowing things of your past to overshadow your present and your future. It is not to negate, downplay, say it wasn't traumatic, say it was right or wrong, whatever the situation may be. It's not to do any of that. What I'm saying is that you have to get beyond the past. You have to overcome it. It's the past. You know how you don't want nobody to keep bringing up the stuff that you may have done in the past and it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Or how you used to be in the club dropping it like it's hot. I mean, that could have been yesterday for you. I don't know. Right? But it could have been 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when you were in the club dropping it like it's hot. You were taking shots, you were booty shaking, whatever it was. And then somebody from your past see you and be like, girl, remember? And don't you? And let's do. And you like, oh my God, that was such the past. That is not my life right now. That's not where I am in my life anymore. It, but they're keeping you, your memory or their memory of you is still stuck 5 to 10 years ago. Don't that irritate you? You're like, I've grown up. That's not who I am anymore. I am almost 50 something years old. I'm almost 60 years old. Heck, I'm almost 40 years old. I got a husband. I got some kids. I got a family. I got goals, dreams, aspirations. I'm running a business, whatever it is. I don't have time for that foolishness no more. I am no longer that person. But yet, you keep reminding yourself of what has happened. You keep reminding yourself of who you used to be. You keep reminding yourself of the things that happened to you. Mm-mm. It's time to get unstuck. It's time to overcome the past. It's time to let the past grow. Yes, the past shapes our future. Mm, no, you shape your future. You hear that all the past shapes your future. Mm, you shape your future. Your choices does. You utilize what has happened in the past to make the best decisions that you can for your future, for your present and your future self. You take the lessons of the past to try not to maybe make the same decisions that you made that have caused some things to happen in the past. Some things happen that are totally out of your control. You couldn't control it, you were a child. But that doesn't mean that you make the decisions in your present and for your future that keep reminding you of the past, that keep you stuck and stagnant, that keep you procrastinating, that keep you petrified and not moving. No, ma'am. We are going to overcome our past. Listen, it happened. Good, bad, or indifferent, great or ugly. It happened. Now what? Now what? We have to overcome abuse. Been there, been abused. Physically, mentally, sexually, been abused. I stand here today. The devil is a lie, and it's not going to keep me stuck. Good, bad, or indifferent, great or ugly. It's the past. God has greater for me. He has greater for me. And I refuse to allow the past to stagnate my future, to stagnate my present, to stop me from walking in my greater. Refuse. Especially things that happen that are out of my control. Now, the stuff that happened because of the choices that I made, it was the choices that I made. Some of y'all don't want to face your own ugly, your own decisions, the things that happened because of the choices that you made. It is what it is. It happened. I made those choices, right? But I am who I am now because of who I choose to be now. I choose to accept who God said I was and not who man said I was. I choose to accept what God said, who God says I am, and not what happened to me in the past. I choose to accept who God says I am and not the bad decision that I made yesterday. Do you know the past is the beginning of this podcast? With me saying that, what I just said was the past. Like, your past is every moment in time that's behind the present moment. Every moment in time that's behind the present moment, that is the past. That's how quick the past happens. So, if that's how quick the past happens, you will always have a past as long as you have a present. So, you cannot allow those things to fester and take root in you and stop you from moving and going towards and walking in your God-given purpose. Shake that thing off. Get some help if you have to. Talk to a therapist every day if you have to. Whatever you have to do, be unstuck. Do not be stuck in the past. This isn't Back to the Future. We're not making a movie here. Your life, somebody is waiting on you. Your life is here to affect and be a testimony to somebody else. You have been assigned to somebody else, but you can't get to them because you still stuck. It is time to get unstuck, divas. It is time to get unstuck. So face your past. Face it. Whatever demons, whatever ugly, whatever it is, write it down on a piece of paper and burn it. Release it and let it go. It no longer has a hold on you. You are moving forward in this walk, in this journey of life. You are moving forward in what God says for you. That's a task that I have for you. Write it down, write it all down, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything, and burn it. Whatever's keeping you stuck, burn it. Because the good can keep you stuck too, because you're trying to live up to, yeah, the good can keep you stuck too. Write it all down and make a declaration today that you are going to live God's plan, not man's. It's God's plan, not man's. All right? I love you all. Be unstuck. Get out of the past and watch your future be bright. I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Are you ready? Let's walk.